Vince Welch, Vince's Wood and Wonders. Thanks so much for stopping in. Where have you been? Where have I been? Where have you been? Okay, it's probably been me. But I've really tried to get out here. The problem is, I have to set up these lights and move things around and get the cameras in position, and it all just takes time, and I want everything to be just so. And then, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to get your packages picked up, but USPS has a new person on the route. So you call them up and you say, why didn't you pick up the packages yesterday? And they said, oh, we're real sorry, we've got a new person on the route. And I said, well, maybe we can ship these packages second day air, being that they didn't get picked up yesterday. And they say, oh no, we're sorry, but we're not that sorry. Talk about a perfectly good way to waste your time. Try talking to those people. Anyway, I'm here. Let's get to it. It's March 2017, and I thought it would be a great time to take a look at our backup pads and show you what it is that we have to offer, what you can look forward to. So let's start off first by talking about the 1-inch pads. The 1-inch pads, we have the black heavy-duty backup pad. This has a very nice Velcro on it, and trying to show you here, I'll maybe do a close-up and show it down in the bottom of the screen. Real nice Velcro. This has kind of a medium density foam with a metal shank. It's an excellent backup pad. It's probably one of my favorites in regards to the 1-inch side of things. So again, the 1-inch backup pad. We also have 2 additional backup pads now that we can offer you. The first being, it's the same type of backup pad, but this pad has a radius to it, and a lot of folks like a radius as they're trying to get into places maybe down at the bottom of their bowls or vessels, and that's why they're using this 1-inch pad. So this has a bit of a radius on it, which allows the 1 1/8 inch discs to kind of roll over just a little bit on the edge. It's kind of like having a radius interface pad without having a radius interface pad. And so we've got the radius 1-inch heavy-duty backup pad. In addition to that, we also have a brand new pad. This is a yellow. This is going to be the firmest of our 1-inch pads. This has it's a polyurethane foam, and I would suggest using this probably with the lower grids. Again, just a real nice, the pad is going to last. Again, with an excellent Velcro on these, metal shank on all of these pads. So again, here's the 1-inch. We're going to call this the yellow heavy-duty backup pad in the 1-inch. Let's talk about 2-inch backup pads. First, we have the yellow Flex Edge 2-inch backup pad. This has a metal shank, a backing plate that nearly goes all the way out to the edge on this backup pad. It has an excellent Velcro, and it tends to be, it's very well a favorite in regards to the backup pads, calling this the Flex Edge 2-inch backup pad. In addition to that, we have the Texas Tough 2-inch backup pad. Now, what makes up a Texas Tough pad? Well, the Velcro on this is heavy duty. I mean, you could shave with this. So it has a kind of a medium firm foam, and also the Flex Edge has that polyurethane. It's kind of a firm foam on this pad as well. And this pad also has the firm foam. Excellent disc. The backing plate goes out all the way out to the edge. I do not come across this pad or any of my pads tearing in the foam. You know those white backup pads that you see out there so often? What I experienced, what happens with those is that that white foam is a latex foam. And even though I tell folks, back off the speed, back off the pressure, you don't need to strong arm it, they still have a tendency to probably push a little harder than they need to. And what ends up happening is that they tear that white foam. And every year when I would go out to the shows, to the symposiums, I would have people come back and tell me, yeah, my backup pads are tearing right there. And even though I would tell them to back off the speed and pressure, the following year they would come back and make more purchases in regards to that. And while that seemed to work okay, really my job is to try to get you the best products I can at the best price I can. So it extends beyond education. So I switched over to these backup pads for that reason. This foam, the polyurethane, it does not tear. It does not tear, or at least I'm not aware of it tearing. So again, this is a Texas Tough backup pad. And finally, in the 2-inch, we have the ultra thin backup pad. It has a metal shank. It has a backing plate that extends all the way out to the edge. It has a very thin foam. That's what makes it the ultra thin backup pad. Again, an excellent Velcro. With these backup pads, I am of the belief, and I try to educate people, that you always want to start with a firm backup pad of some sort. You can always lighten it up later on down the road. And I know that it can be tempting to want to start off with a nice, soft, cushy backup pad to begin with. Why? Because we can get around corners and so forth. I get that. But the problem with that is two things. One, because it's not firm, if you have any slight undulations, ripples, if you will, in your wood, even though you can't see them, oftentimes you have those in your wood. It's just the nature of the business. It doesn't mean that one's a better turner than the other. We're not even going to get into all that. It's just the nature of the business. So because you have those slight undulations in the wood, if you have a nice firm pad that you start with, you are going to even out that leveling field, that playing surface. And from there you have a shot at having success in your sanding progression. If you start off with too soft of a pad, you're simply going to be accentuating those areas, those low spots. You won't be able to get into those areas quite as well when it comes to your sanding. So that's why all my backup pads start off nice and firm. We can soften them up with the interface pads as we progress through the grits. So just be mindful of that. So again, this is the ultra thin 2-inch backup pad. Let's talk about 3-inch. 3-inch, again, we have the Flex Edge 3-inch backup pad. Metal shank. A backing plate that does not extend nearly out to the edge, and it offers a little bit of flexibility with the pad. It's still a medium firm pad, but this is where the name Flex Edge came from. An excellent Velcro polyurethane foam. Don't have to worry about it tearing, breaking down. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you're mindful in regards to your speed and your pressure, because if you're not, you'll burn up Velcro. And it doesn't matter whether it's any of these backup pads or anybody else's. That's just the nature of the business. That's what burns Velcro. Speed and pressure, raising the heat, raising the friction. Back off the speed, back off the pressure, let the abrasive do the work. So the Flex Edge backup pad. Then we have the Texas Tough backup pad. Same thing as with the 2-inch metal shank backing plate that extends all the way out to the end. A very tough Velcro. I mean, you could shave with this. Just a real nice pad. A lot of people really like this pad. So the Texas Tough 3-inch backup pad. And finally, we have the ultra thin 3-inch backup pad. Metal shank, a backing plate that extends all the way out to the edge. A very thin foam and a excellent Velcro. Why might you use this pad? Because of the thinness, it might help you get to places that you otherwise might struggle, underneath a lip or a rim, something like that. So just something to be aware of. Choices, options. Does not hurt to have a few of these in your arsenal. So that's the 3-inch. Now we do have the 5-inch setup. Let me show you what that looks like. The 5-inch backup pad. It comes with, this is a 5/8 to 1/4 adapter, and you simply insert this in. You can, a touch of super glue and it's locked in place. It's not going anywhere. You can cinch it down. It's probably not going anywhere. It has a very nice backing plate. Has a bit of a flex edge to it. So this is the 5-inch flex edge backup pad, yellow in color. Again, just a real excellent Velcro. I love the Velcro on all of these backup pads. I've seen quite a few backup pads. I've seen a lot of different Velcro, and I'm really comfortable with the Velcro that are on all of these backup pads. So again, here's the 5-inch setup, 5-inch flex edge backup pad. So that's our backup pads that we have to offer. It's March 2017. Hopefully it won't be a couple of years before I do another video in regards to backup pads, but let's take it day by day, and I'm going to try to get out here and shoot more videos, so you might get to see me a little bit more. Hopefully I get to see you. Where have you been anyway? Thanks so much for stopping in. We'll talk to you soon.